Through the night, Israel's air assault on Gaza City intensified still further as its ground forces readied to move in. By Israel's own estimates, as many as 650,000 Palestinians remain in the city. This morning, rescue efforts underway to recover survivors from new ruins. This block, home to dozens of people, hit at 1 a.m. Rescue workers find Marah al-Haddad trapped. Over 10 long hours, they work to free her leg.
Well, luckily they did free her leg, but she lost 2 of her friends as a result of that Israeli airstrike. And as Israel carries out its deadly ground offensive in Gaza City, forcing thousands of Palestinians to flee, the UN Commission investigating Israel's conduct in Gaza has declared that they are in fact committing a genocide against the Palestinian people. So there was the Organization of Genocide Scholars who previously came out and declared that Israel was carrying out genocide. Now we have the UN Commission doing the same. And here's why, according to reporting from Channel 4 News in the UK.
Genocide, as defined in the Convention of 1948, is the crime committed with the specific intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnic, racial or religious group. The Commission says Israel has committed 4 such genocidal acts: killing members of the group through targeting civilians and the deliberate infliction of conditions of life that caused their deaths, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group through direct attacks against civilians, mistreatment of detainees, forced displacement and environmental destruction, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part, including blocking essential aid, food, water, electricity and fuel, and finding that starvation had been used as a weapon, and imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group through the attack on Gaza's largest fertility clinic, reportedly destroying around 4,000 embryos.
So not only are pregnant women getting killed, not only are hospitals being destroyed where it's nearly impossible for a woman, or actually is at this point impossible for a Palestinian woman to safely deliver a baby. The fertility clinic was targeted and destroyed by Israel as well. Now this commission had actually put out a report earlier that found Israel had committed war crimes against humanity. In fact, in March, for example, it accused Israel of targeting hospitals and other health facilities in genocidal acts intended to prevent births. But they didn't go as far as to accuse Israel of actually carrying out a full-blown genocide. Obviously, things have changed, and the latest report the commission put out says that Israel's actions in Gaza constituted genocide under the 1948 Genocide Convention, writing that Israeli authorities were aware of the high probability that their military operations, their imposition of a total siege, including the blocking of humanitarian aid into Gaza and the destruction of housing and of health systems and facilities, would lead to the physical destruction of Palestinians in whole or in part in Gaza. Cenk.
Yeah, so they concluded that the actions of Israel were both expansive, it's significant damage done here, obviously to say the least, and deliberate, and that is important for a genocide. It was done intentionally. So among the overwhelming evidence that they had were targeting children. They were shocked at the number of head and chest shots for kids in Gaza. So that's snipers hitting them on purpose and killing children, young children. So number 2 was the utter destruction of almost all the facilities in Gaza. Almost all the hospitals have been destroyed. All the universities have been destroyed. Even when they're absolutely empty, IDF has complete control over them. They say, well, maybe Hamas might come back later at an undisclosed time. So here they're concluding, no, they're doing it to absolutely destroy and annihilate all of Gaza, as their leaders have said on the record. There's several cabinet ministers said, we are going for total annihilation. And then not only do you see them saying that, but then you see them doing it, right? All of the universities and educational things have been wiped out, fertility clinics wiped out, everything wiped out, right? So the only thing left now is the Israeli side. And so that's where it gets interesting. So the uninteresting part is Israel's claim is, oh, everybody's biased against us.
Yeah, this is fake. This is an anti-Semitic attack.
Of course, but we all knew that, right? And at this point, I'm not even bothered by it anymore. Now they seem like a joke, right? Like a very sick, tragic joke, right? So, the facts are anti-Semitic. If you weren't anti-Semitic, you would let us kill more Palestinian children with sniper shots and destroy life as we know it in Gaza.
That is what they're communicating. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah, and it's absurd. There's no point in debating it anymore. We're 2 years into a genocide. Everyone on planet Earth knows it's a genocide. The UN took forever to get there because of enormous political power that Israel has. You better not call it a genocide. You better not call it a genocide. Well, they did anyway, right? So now the question is, can Israel pull off completing a genocide with the whole world watching?
Yeah, it appears that is the case.
Yeah.
That is the case because here in America, our government will aid and abet anything and everything the Israeli government wants to carry out, including genocide. And at the same time, we also unfortunately have, American citizens in this country who identify as, pro-Israeli Zionists, who will viciously go after anyone who has a conscience and speaks out against the unmitigated slaughter taking place in Gaza right now. They will intimidate them, they will go after their employers. They will essentially make it appear as though anyone who sees what's happening for what it is, okay, brutality, the butchering of children, the butchering of innocent people, those people get labeled as the bad guys. They get labeled as the bad guys. People get fired from their jobs as a result of this.
Yeah, so there's 3 entities basically left against the entire planet. Right, so the planet sees the genocide. Israel can do any kind of propaganda that they want, and they often talk about. And in fact, later in the show, we're gonna have a story of the former head of the IDF saying, the lawyers we have never stop us from doing anything. The only thing that they ask for is that we follow some guidelines so they could do better marketing for what Israel's doing in Gaza. Right? So there's not even an attempt at being legal here. It's all marketing, right? So that's why the rest of the planet, we all have eyes and ears and see what they've done. Now, the only 3 groups left on Israel's side is Israel's hard right wing, as some of the Israeli citizens are dead set against this, and tons of Israelis, authors, composers, actors, and the list goes on and on, are now speaking out and going, no, we have to end this genocide. This is sick. This is not what Israel should stand for. Okay, so you've got the hard right-wing government of Israel. You've got the hard right-wing bullies inside America and Western countries whose job is to betray the countries they're in and bully the citizens of those countries on behalf of a foreign government, Israel, right? So that's an obvious group. Then the second group is Western leaders, and the third group is Western media. So those are the only people left on Israel's side. The rest of the world agrees this is one of the worst genocides we've ever seen. It's not because Israel's doing it, that's the problem. It's a problem whether Israel is doing it or another country is doing it. So can in modern world, can a country just with controlling Western leaders and media be able to pull off a genocide and totally get away with it? Is the entire world population irrelevant? So that is a hell of a question. That's the question that Israel's asking now. Can we get the entire world to shut up and follow our orders and be good little boys and girls and allow us to do this genocide, move the Palestinians out, slaughter them and move them, and then take Gaza and take West Bank and do it right in front of your eyes in the modern world? And I don't know the answer to that.
But don't hate Israelis though, meaning the Israeli government. Don't hate the Israeli government, don't hate the IDF for doing that. In front of everybody, right? It's a live streamed genocide. But don't speak out about it. That would be wrong.
No, yeah, I'm past it today. Maybe I'll get back to it being angry about it tomorrow, right? But guys, at this point, the people defending Israel are only damaging themselves. This is going in history books.
They're loathsome people.
Yeah, and they're going to go and be featured in a museum. By the way, the good guys are also going to be featured in museums. So I saw an Israeli composer today that took a lot of heat, and he just stopped and said, no, what we're doing is atrocious, and we cannot keep doing this. And we've shown you Holocaust survivors, former Israeli prime ministers, etc. People going, no, this isn't what Israel was supposed to be. So the folks who are now supporting the genocide are not even just on the Israeli side. They're literally on the side of being pro-genocide.
Yeah.
And so that's not a winning position and never will be. And they'll carry that moral stain with them for the rest of their lives. So the only question is, can we accumulate enough power to stop them? That's the only question.
every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.